Every day, something dramatic happens in the Caribbean that affects our lives. We'll give you the details. We'll give you the facts on Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick. Here's Eddie Frederick.
Welcome to Caribbean Perspective. So glad you can join us. The story that dominates in today's edition for Wednesday, 21st May 2025, and brought to you in association with our friends at Antillean Group. Carib beer out of Trinidad and Tobago is now brewed and marketed in India. Details after this important message.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all perils, big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so clear to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillean Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
Welcome back. Carib Brewery, part of the Ansa Macal Group, has officially launched its signature lager in India. This was confirmed by Group Chief Executive Officer Anthony Sapgar III. Sunil Lala of TTT News has more in this week's Business Insight.
It's a bold new chapter for Carib Brewery. Ansa Macal's Group Chief Executive Officer Anthony Sapgar III said the iconic Caribbean beer is now being brewed and sold in India, starting in the northern state of Uttar Pradesh. In terms of Carib going into Uttar Pradesh in India, is this still in the works?
The brewing and manufacturing team just returned from Uttar Pradesh about a week ago, and the first production of commercially available Carib has been released.
In May 2024, TTT News' Business Insight initially reported of the company's intention to tap into the Indian market. And speaking to the media almost 1 year later, Mr. Sapgar said the dream has materialized.
So our partners in that market, the Globus Beverage Organization, are working with us in a joint venture, and we have begun marketing Carib in India.
TTT News has also been informed that the alcohol content is a bit higher than the local TNT market, just upwards of 6% compared to 5% in TNT. Mr. Sapgar said the company is optimistic about the reception in the Indian market, especially Uttar Pradesh, with a population of more than 240 million people.
Before a brewery could be released to produce they got to make sure they get the brew right. So there were a couple brews done and then packaged and tested to assure quality. That release literally happened days ago. So we've just started selling that product in there. The quality team report that we have a fantastic brew that we expect to do phenomenally well with in India.
While production is based in Uttar Pradesh, the company has plans to expand distribution across the country.
Right now, the production will come out of that state, and via distribution partnerships, we will be seeking to sell across the other states in India.
In 2024, Carib's Managing Director of International Sales and Business Development, Adrian Sapgar, had stated that Carib would test the waters in Uttar Pradesh first before venturing into other states in India. I am Sunil Lala with your TTT News Business Insight.
President of the Tobago Hotel and Tourism Association, Reginald McLean, said despite spending over $250,000 to fight sargassum, the crisis is only getting worse.
McLean is now calling on the THA and Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissassa to step in as his association joins a multi-million-dollar UNDP partnership to combat the problem. He says the seaweed is not just an eyesore, it's driving visitors away, narrowing beaches, and draining business owners who are forced to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to keep shorelines clean. McLean is asking for partnership before Tobago's tourism reputation is damaged beyond repair. He says he's grateful for the UNDP assistance through US $25 million funding via Japan.
Speyside Tobago, to be exact, is where part of that funding will be spent, which is where we are located. Part of that is 1,000 meters of sargassum boom It is a aluminum barge with a conveyor belt, etc. Baskets to put it into, trucks to offload the baskets, trucks to dump the stuff, and again a maintenance program to keep all the equipment running.
But it's not just hotels feeling the pressure. President of the Old Tobago Fisher Folk Association, Curtis Douglas, says the seaweed is destroying boat engines, cutting into daily catches, and making it harder for fishermen to earn a living.
So it damages your fishing, your fish, and it's very difficult to catch fish around because sometimes your lines and stuff picks up with the feed, so you can't get as much as you would like to earn during the day. So it encapsulates, it lessens on your profit on the day come, and it is a high risk when it comes down in a large portion like this.
Both stakeholders believe seaweed is no longer just a seasonal nuisance, but an economic and environmental crisis that is in need of immediate national attention.
While the tea and tech customers are happy at the government's decision to not implement the recommended increase in rates, it is not sustainable to the company, which owes NGC Gas billions.
Gonzalez, who was speaking on CNC3's The Morning Brew program today, said state-owned T&Tech is already indebted to the National Gas Company with no feasible plan to generate revenue.
It cannot be sustained. The government is funding T&Tech to the tune of billions of dollars. The amount of money we subsidize in the generation of gas, T&Tech is not paying NGC money for the gas that they consume to generate electricity. And T&Tech, from my last count, was owing NGC over $3 to $5 billion. So T&Tech is not paying for the gas.
Last Friday, the Prime Minister, Kamala Bissat-Bissassa, publicly destroyed the transformation plan for WASA documents proposed by the former PNM administration.
You're listening to Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick,
in association with our friends at
Antillean Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
In another item out of Port of Spain, in the early aftermath of the change in government, a security consultant says Trinidad and Tobago does not have adequate systems in place to facilitate the return of deportees.
Gavin Hira maintains that a coordinated multi-agency approach is necessary, not just airport interviews or basic immigration processing. Hira contends that individuals must be subjected to thorough screening, including a criminal background verification with international partners, especially U.S. authorities, in order to identify any prior incarceration, sex offender status, or gang affiliations. Defense Minister Wayne Sturge is expected to meet with Vision on Mission and other stakeholders today to discuss the issue.
In other news, Jamaica's opposition leader Mark Golding attempted to pour cold water on the many road development initiatives of the JLP administration while denouncing acts of political victimization in South St. James. More in this CVM News item.
Despite the government's latest push to ignite a spark in the nation's infrastructure with roadworks and other initiatives, PNP President Mark Golding remains unimpressed. He shares his travels to South St. James this week revealed several roads in less than desirable states, adding there's been no comprehensive road maintenance under the JLP.
So for 9 years, they did nothing to deal with the road situation other than the big projects where lots of money could be made by those who shouldn't make it. But the roads that the people drive on every day were left to get into a worse and worse condition. And now that election is upon them, they're trying to spark, them trying to reach, but them not spark, and they will not reach, because the People's National Party is coming hard and fast.
He says the PNP as government will provide better roads, including farm roads and other roads more traversed but overlooked. Golding also condemned allegations of political mismanagement in the seat he hopes to secure for the PNP at the polls.
And comrades, the next government of the People's National Party has to be a government of integrity. We have to be a government that puts moral values and attitudes at the center of how we govern the country. As I passed through and heard the tales of woe of many of the people in South St. James, of the political victimization that is practiced here, where roads which are being built are fixed and PNP households don't get their section done, or where water is being delivered and it is not being delivered to PNP households. That is a disgusting way to approach governance.
He stresses that Burchell will be a representative to all. She will be contending with the JLP's Homer Davis for the seat. Touching energy, he is planned to literally give people power. Then there's housing, affordable ones too, another major concern of Jamaicans.
We plan to build 50,000 affordable houses in the 5 years in office, our first 5 years, affordable homes.
Gun violence is gaining ground in St. Lucia's healthcare system. Prime Minister Philip J. Pear has warned. Speaking at the 28th CARICOM Impacts meeting, Pierre said the rise in gun-related injuries is stretching hospital resources and underscoring the urgent need for stronger regional action against the illegal firearms trade. Zane Romulus of the DBS News World reports.
Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre has underscored once again the substantial burden that gun-related injuries are placing on the nation's healthcare system during his remarks at the 2025 CARICOM Impacts 28th meeting of the Standing Committee of Chiefs of Immigration and Controllers of Customs. He emphasized that the escalating incidents of gun violence are not only a matter of public safety, but also represent a growing challenge for health services, straining hospital capacities and diverting attention from other critical areas of care.
We continue to witness the gun-related violence in St. Lucia and CARICOM countries, in our streets and in our communities, causing a drain on our health care resources. When we speak about crime sometimes, we seem to forget the drain on our health care resources. It's estimated that every gunshot, it costs in St. Lucia between $100,000 per gunshot.
The National Security Minister emphasized the vital responsibility immigration chiefs and customs controllers have in safeguarding the nation's borders. He acknowledged their frontline position in preventing the influx of illegal weapons, controlling the movement of people and goods, and maintaining the overall security and sovereignty of the respective countries.
Your role as immigration chiefs and customs controllers, you need to have a large degree of courage. You face pressures, both external and internal. There are those who will try to compromise your integrity through intimidation, bribery, and sometimes political influence. They will ask you to look the other way, to bend the rules, to select expediency over principle. You must have the courage to stand firm in your conviction when everything around you is urging you to yield.
The Prime Minister has also called for stronger regional cooperation and proactive measures to curb the flow of illegal firearms and reduce the human and financial toll gun violence is exacting on Caribbean societies. For the DBS News World, Zane Romulus reporting.
I am Eddie Frederick. This has been Caribbean Perspective, a whole new approach to highlighting developments in the Caribbean. In the meantime, please follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel for daily regional news and more, in association with our friends at Antillian Group.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all perils, big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so clear to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.